Namaste, welcome everyone to satsang today here in this beautiful ashram, Sri Swantachananda ashram here in Rishikesh again, which has become our home. And I'm also very happy that Swamiji has come today. He's leaving tomorrow and we are so close. And I said, you will come tomorrow? He said, yes, I will be here. So we're very happy Swamiji is here also. I don't know if someone can go next door and say that we enjoy music, but if they can turn it down just a little bit. But don't shout through the window. And so, again, we are here in Rishikesh, and I am very, very happy. So many people have come also on the first day to be here. I think I need some new speakers over there also. Yes. Anyway. I'm very happy that we are here again in Rishikesh for the sharing of satsang, and that is of a special joy for me, because in this holy place, where for thousands of years people have been coming here in search of this, that you also have come to search for, which is to recognize, not create, not develop, but to discover our true nature. And it is my joy to also convey from the outset, it is not difficult. It's not difficult. And it is not even hiding. It is not hiding. It may appear to be hidden, but it is not hiding. And so I hope over these, however much time it will take you, because although we intend to be here for another month or so, it may not take you a month. It may not take you 2 weeks even. It may not take you even a week even. We don't like to put things and say, you must be here for at least so much. Because there must be some beings who already have been looking deeply into this possibility or the prospect of awakening to the self, and perhaps have come here only to hatch open or something. I don't know. For sure, I know that there are beings at various stages of spiritual maturity who are here in this very place today. And as I started to say earlier, that for thousands of years people have been coming, beings have been coming to this place in this search for awakening or enlightenment, whichever name we want to call it. You see, many of them found what they came for, you see. But they are not here physically anymore. And now it's our turn. We are here now. We are the fresh wave of human beings in search of that same timeless joy, freedom. And let's see how we will do. Let's see how we will do. I want to say a little bit about what we may see or yourself experience, that as we look into this in the most simple way, because I am not one to want to make things complicated. Mind does that quite well by itself. But in looking and exposing, because this will happen also, that as we are looking more deeply and sincerely into the nature of the self, it may provoke some reactions in you, or in someone near to you, next to you, or somewhere in this gathering. From time to time, as some latent or dormant impressions are exposed or seen with the clear light of consciousness, it may provoke or trigger some cathartic reactions. And I'm asking you ahead of time that you understand what that is and that you don't panic. It will happen. It seems that I don't want to start on a note of fearfulness, but being realistic about it. Sometimes you may see people sometimes doing things like this or something, and then the mind goes, whoa, there's a freak out about to happen or something. People start to clear the space, and I said, don't worry, everything is just fine. And even if it happens in you where you may feel some strange feeling or something, I would say you are just to allow these energies they're on the way out. They're on the way up and out. And nothing bad is happening. In fact, it is something good. And so don't panic. We have also a good number of people from our Sangha who are used to these type of things, and someone will come and will, sit with whoever it is or so on, or take them out or something like this. So this is one important thing, because sometimes people feel, I want to be in this type of place or something. This is only the mind looking for some kind of escape route, because it feels challenged when we come to such an auspicious moment where perhaps just being patient and remaining as you are, in a short time a flowering is about to happen, and yet at the same time, at that very moment, some strong reactions or resistances may come. All this is taking place in the region of the psychological mind, which is not what you are. And for a long time we have lived under the influence and the hypnosis of this state, limited states of being. And now we are inviting everyone to, I take it, I'm assuming, that most of you have watched some satsangs or been to satsangs before. Some people, no doubt, maybe first time experience. It is perfectly fine. Some people say, I am new to all of this. I'm saying, no, you're not. If you are in search of the self, then you'll come to see it is closer than intimacy. It is too close to even call it a friend. In fact, it's not close at all. It is your own self. But when we have been brought up with so much culture, so much conditioning, so much tradition, so much wrong identity, my words will not land very easily. And there's a side of the mind that will be in strong resistance to being somehow guided back towards the heart. This is the case for everyone, even for the sages. They will report that at certain periods in their own life, a certain phase in their own life, these resistances did manifest. And thankfully, because they had the support of a Sangha around them, they managed to move through these and saw that what seemed like a roaring tiger turned out to be just a harmless mouse. So if you, I'm happy to say these things, and it will be very supportive of your urge or search for truth. So I'm happy that we've taken this space to talk a little bit about that. I don't like to talk about, roundabout. Talking about something is as though it is not here. This is how the mind also interprets. If we talk about something, it is like talking about someone because they're not here, we're talking about them. I don't want to speak about the truth, because truth is the very essence of what is here right now. And this will be revealed from time to time as we continue to look more deeply. When the chance comes, you will provide the chance, along with grace, to look at the mistakes in perception, to expose where misunderstandings have caused suffering, confusion for many people. And you will see that it is nothing so much to fear. Our true nature is not a fearful thing. On the contrary, it is very naturally open, pure, relaxed, beautiful, peaceful, joyful. So I am putting these words in front because I feel that in you, they will come and reveal themselves anyway. What the intention, what these words point to, will be revealed in you while I'm here present also. So it's not that we are forecasting some homework or say, look, if you stay another 6 months or whatever. I'm saying from this very day, my attitude is that I've come to meet the Buddha. I used to say, Buddha, where are you? And sometimes the mind says, I'm here. And I say, no, not you. Not you, not you. Where are you? So I would just like to officially open this, I was going to say silent retreat. It can actually happen a little bit like silent retreat. But to open this season of satsangs here in Rishikesh. Om. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Om Shri Arunachala Shiva Mahadeva. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Ramanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Punjaji. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Buddha. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Lord Christ. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Nisargadatta Maharaj. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Anandamayi Ma. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Yogiram Surat Kumar. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Madevaki. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Ram, Shri Sita Ram. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Ganga. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. I declare this season of satsang here in Rishikesh open and welcome all to satsang today. So already I see one hand is there. You can go to this microphone for me? Yes, you will go there. As you're moving there, it gives me a chance to say welcome to all who are joining us via broadcasting around the world. We've found that this has been a very beautiful way of sharing satsangs with those who are unable to make it to be here in live with us here in Rishikesh. But we are going live around the world in so many places you can watch. So very much welcome, and we embrace all who are watching via broadcasting. Welcome also to satsang. Okay, thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
I'm fortunate enough to be here for the entire duration, but I want it to end today. I don't want to go any further. And Excuse me, I'm a little bit nervous.
You can slow down so I can hear you more clearly. Okay.
Can you understand me?
Yes.
My attention is going from presence to the mind, and the more the mind chatters and the louder it is, the more my attention goes towards my mind. My question is, how do I let go of even the attention?
Okay. You say that your attention is drifting between the state of presence and towards the mind. So there's this movement. Attention goes towards the state of presence, you say, but sometimes it's also fluctuating and moving towards mind. And the louder the mind stuff becomes, the more the attention is stuck there. Okay? But that is a report you have made. And the report means that attention is going to the state or the sense of presence where it stays. What watches that? What knows that attention is gone to presence and now is moved and is going now to mind? What perceives this? Where is the location of that which perceives the attention going to presence and then moving away from presence to mind? First of all, you have expressed a fact. The fact is that whether the attention goes to presence or to mind, it is observed, isn't it? But try and understand that first of all. You say the attention moves to presence. Where is presence? If you don't understand these terms, you will soon come to understand them, even if we don't explain. You see? But you say the state of presence is the feeling of being. It is the most natural thing. We don't have to talk so much about it. When you say or feel I, the feeling I or I am, it means I exist. I am. Am means to be. I is what? Which is the I that is being. I'm going to make it easy. Just I refers to consciousness. I, consciousness, am. And I am here. That's what the sensation is. I am here. But because it has been so much associated, it is not a person. The sense of being is not personal. It is not a person. But because of habit and conditioning, whereby we believe that we are our bodies, we will gradually come to see how that took place, and that we are our minds or conditioning and personalities and so on. Because of this belief, the I, which is actually the purest form of consciousness in manifestation, that I gets somehow converted into being a person. You see? So often when we speak I, and if you listen carefully when people are speaking, they don't know you're listening, and you see when they say I, what are they referring to? They often are referring to their person, their personality, their sense of themselves as person. But the true importance, the true meaning of I is the state of presence, which is why we are here, just to clarify that, not just intellectually, but experientially. That change is going to happen, whereby when you speak, not even only speak, but even as you function in the world of perceiving what the senses report, it will be coming to presence rather than to person. And that is going to make a huge difference to how this world will taste to you. The functioning of perception will have a much more profound impact. Impact has a very strong word, but the change will be impactful. Because when you experience from the state of person, it is a very chaotic state, very unstable state. The person is also a form of consciousness, but it is a very restless form of consciousness, very unstable. Presence, however, is very different. When we perceive from the place of presence, your field of view is more panoramic, more open, more all-encompassing, more silent, more joyful, more wise. So we can live a long time in the false idea of self, which is personhood or ego, until whatever the trigger is that helps us to begin to move away from the limited perspective of personhood and into the broader field of presence. You see? So I just use this moment to clarify a little bit. We will go over this again and again. So, what you are speaking, you say, I observe my attention going towards presence, and then going towards person or going towards the mind. And sometimes the mind becomes more and more loud. You see? And then I ask in turn, but both the sense of presence and the attention and the sense of mind are all perceived. Would you agree or not?
Yes.
Yes. Because then, if not only the mind and the thought activity is perceived, and nobody can refute that, the thought activity is also being watched, but the sense of presence also is watched. If the sense of presence is watched, it must be watched in or by something more subtle than presence. Would you not agree? You see? And even the attention, which is one of your most powerful instruments, the attention, because wherever attention goes, you're registering that as your experience. So attention has been put forward as one of the most powerful expressions of consciousness. But you are declaring that even the attention is observable. So therefore, something is more subtle than the attention itself. And by your very words, you have declared that it is already so. They are observed. By what are they observed? I don't want a mental answer, you see. Look and feel. Are they observed or not? The sense of presence is what? That state of being which is not attached to anything that it is perceiving. Do you know that you look through your senses? You look at many things. I look at these flowers, how beautiful they are, made and everything, without becoming attached to them. I don't want anything from it. Okay? So therefore, if I want nothing more than just to observe it for a moment, I don't want to own it. I don't want to have a relationship with the flower. Okay? So then it doesn't register any deep impressions within my consciousness. So I am not disturbed by it. And that's got nothing to do with spirituality. We are functioning like this about most things in life. You see them, interact with them, and they don't leave any footprints inside your consciousness. Why? Because you don't want a relationship with them particularly. You don't want to own it. You don't want to control it. And that is a wonderful thing about consciousness. If you don't want to manipulate, then everything is open to you and nothing will disturb you. So the fact that we are perceiving doesn't necessarily lead to attachment to the objects of perception. And though you are perceiving, if you are not wanting to control, manipulate, own something, then you will enjoy the functioning of perception. I ask something which is not an easy answer for most people, because your mind you can observe much more easily. You can say, whoa, my mind is whoa. It's like it's going to burst open, my head is going to burst open with thoughts. There's so much pressure going on. So there's something aware of this pressure. So if I say to you, just let that pressure be for a moment, okay? But just stay in the place of the awareness of it. Just be the awareness. And almost immediately, if you follow that instruction, it will create a change in the sense of pressure or strain, because you're not feeding that pulsation. You're paying attention to the awareness in which it is recognized. That simple change of attention will create a different environment. And the more you discover this, the more you feel, whoa, can I do it with anything else? I say, you can do that with everything. So if you say you've understood that, you say the attention goes to presence, but then if it will stay with presence, it will be fine. But sometimes it goes to the mind, and the mind is loud, and I don't like that. How can I keep it to stay in presence? Would that be your question?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So how can the mind, the attention just stay with presence? The habit will change. How did it come to start going to the mind? What makes it go to the mind? The mind is always chatting something, always giving you some instruction, always telling some lies or exaggerating something. What's the attraction with that? Because it is also a creative area of creative possibilities and attachments, identity. All of this is part of the mind's function and play. So we have some interest in that, of course. We have a love-hate relationship with our minds. When you want something from the mind, you very much like it. But when it crosses the line without your permission, you don't like it. And you say, okay, mind, enough, go. And you go, I like it here. You see? And then you say, oh my gosh, I cannot control my mind. How can I control my mind? Leave it alone. What mind are we talking about? Not just a practical mind. You have practical mind, you have to do, even a sage has to use his practical mind. That's not the mind that causes the trouble. It's more the psychological side of the mind. And what is that area? That is to do a lot with who you think you are. Your person, your desires, your attachments, and so on. That is what is the fascination why we go to the mind. Because so much of our aspiration, memories, desires, attachments, self-image is the product of the psychological mind. The one who is free of the influence of the psychological mind. Do we follow what I'm saying? I need sometimes some feedback to know that you're not sleeping with your eyes open, no? Okay? So the one who is free from the psychological influence of the mind. They don't want anything from mind. Like in that case, like they don't need to feel that people love them, or if people curse them, or they fall to bits or something like that, or they're holding on to some strong negative impressions or something. They have transcended that, as you can yourself, and will. Because it is fixed in life that something is going to turn up the pressure a little bit from time to time to keep you moving. Otherwise you go to sleep. And you didn't come to the earth to sleep. but to wake up. So something has to keep you on the move. And sometimes it is pain, suffering gets you moving. Strong, intense experiences get you to start to use your deeper spiritual muscles. You begin to reflect more. You become more deep, more wise. And these are the phases in which consciousness will grow back into itself, meaning what? To be free from the influence and the manipulations of the psychological mind. That's all a human being has to do, is to overcome the influence, the sticky influence of the psychological identity. That is what will lead to the state we call awakening, if I can put it in simple terms. And we all know what it feels like when your mind is giving you a good hiding, isn't it? Yeah? When we are under the grip of strong psychological, emotional states. And it amounts to a kind of suffering. But the suffering in turn triggers in us the aspiration to be free of suffering. And once you are developing the aspiration to be free of suffering, you become more open. You have to become more open, enough to be guided out of your state of suffering. So sometimes like this, I have to use your question a little bit to broaden things out a little bit so that we can see in a more holistic way. And all of this is going to help you in some way to just to see in a more, from a more aerial point of view, rather than from seeing from positions of ego. Coming back again, I say something must be aware of the sense of presence, and when the attention goes towards presence, and when it moves, seemingly moves away from presence and goes towards the mind. Here is a little tip for you, that all troubles are personal. All difficulties have the person behind them. Whenever you go into the state of personhood, the sense of a problematic existence become more alive, more virile for you. The more you move into a less personal, or let's say an impersonal state of consciousness, the sense of problems are diminishing, and gradually you will not have in your mind that you can have some fixed problem. A problem does not exist apart from the thinking mind and the sense of the person in it. This is going to be demonstrated over and over and over again. That the problems you have, you only imagine you have. Okay? So how we will cover this, I don't know. I don't have some blueprint, thankfully. So everything is going to arise spontaneously, as it is right now as we speak about it. Your question may be heading towards, how can I stabilize the attention in presence? If I ask you, not just you, anyone who wants to join in, any question I'm speaking about, anybody can join in, okay? That's economics. Because I can't go to each one like this, so anyone can be on this boat. If I were to ask you right now to leave this question aside, how can I stabilize the attention in presence? So leave this question now. Don't pick up any new question for a moment. Leave this question. Leave any question for a moment. Don't hold on to any identity. Okay? Don't hold on to any identity for a moment. Just while we're speaking, you want to participate in this? Because we can get somewhere right now. You don't hold on to anything. Empty the mind of all its obsessions or contents. Meaning what? Just leave it aside. Don't give any further attention. Don't be holding on to any favorite concepts for a minute. Just put everything down. No pockets, empty-handed. Can we do this? Leave everything aside now. And don't pick up any new concept. Done. Somebody say done. Okay, done. Okay. Well done, we'll see. Now from this place, if you followed my advice, it leads you to somewhere. You're discovering something. You're right here. Don't collect anything. Don't push anything. You've already left every idea aside for a moment. No? And you're not picking up anything new. Speak from this place something.
I love you.
Speak from this place. Don't hold on to any concept at all. First of all, you can do it, and remarkably quickly also. You're not holding on to any idea, but you're not suffocating your senses. Let the senses breathe. Let them be. Yes. Don't be a manager. Let the senses function by their own laws. You don't hold on even to the sense I. Even to the sense I and its content for one moment. Don't touch anything. No. And give me some feedback of what is your state right now. Tell me. What is happening there?
There are no words.
There are no words, no words. It's true, no words there. Where are these tears coming from? What is happening there?
I don't even know.
You don't know. That is perfectly okay. Are you keeping some state? Are you holding on to anything here?
Something feels like it's trying to.
Yeah, something feels like it's trying to hold on. So again, you don't touch this thing. You're already here. You are already here. You're not trying to get here now. But this here is a much purer place than any former state. And sometimes the mind is saying, okay, all right, we've done it. Come, let's get back to real business. Let's come back to reality. All right. whatever it is, okay? But that's just another thought. It's just here. It's just here. When does this finish? We're not speculating now. From inside the experience itself, when does this finish? Did you create this? Again, you're not holding on to any state. I'm not asking you to create or to visualize something. Because any object visualized is only another image. It will pass and be replaced by another image. So don't engage with any images or any concept or any idea about self. Nothing at all. Leave everything. When you leave everything, you'll come to a point when there remains something here which cannot be taken out. It cannot be put aside. Are we on the same page with this? Because you are the only one who can validate what I'm speaking. If you follow, you will see, but where are you now? Are you in some strange twilight zone? How are you feeling when you're not attached to any particular concept? Any intention? Any object? Are you well? Are you lacking something? Are you missing something important? Are you being manipulated? Have I sprinkled magic powder over you? No. You're in a very natural state. Now I can ask you a question I couldn't ask before. And the question is, are you suffering? No. Would you like that this state should go away now?
No.
No. How will this end? Where does it finish? What time will it finish? What time is it there? You say, I'm fine here. I'm not troubled, I'm not suffering. Some may even feel very relaxed and happy and, wow, this feels very good. Okay? Where does it finish? Or where does it fade? Does it begin to fade away? Some people say, yes, actually, I just remembered, I just got an email and suddenly that state is gone. The email didn't say that state is going to go, okay? But I read the email and somehow the state is gone. So while it is here, tell me if it can go. And also, did it come? So I'm referring to this state as your natural state. Do you have to keep quiet? Breathe slowly? Do you have to keep it? He says there is something that's trying to hold on to it. Now some people may feel, they may even say, how can I keep it, Mooji? How can I keep it? I'm saying, how are you keeping it now?
There is a certain amount of vigilance necessary to maintain.
He said there's a certain amount of vigilance needed to maintain the state. Okay? The vigilance is not to maintain the state. If there's a vigilance, it's the vigilance to see that you're not distracted from the state. Isn't it? It doesn't need your vigilance. It is. Okay? But if the vigilance is needed, is to watch that how quickly, because your mind even, you see, is going to try to distract you, and you know what one of the clever distractions is to say, how can I keep it? Well, it cannot be kept. It is your natural state. But if you buy this idea, yes, something is trying to keep it, to hold on to it. You see? And I say, no, keep holding on to it. Then I've given you a burden. Because you're holding on to it, hold on to it, hold on to it. Someone says, hey George, yeah? It's gone, isn't it? So, it is not something you have to hold on to. And it is not holding on to you either. So, these are merely thoughts. They come. How can I keep it? Very clever, you see? Because the minute you start to want to keep it, you find you cannot keep it. It's gone. Then you say, oh my God, it's gone. You see? And these are just the illusions that are playing. Actually, nothing has happened. It is still the same. Don't pick up any new thoughts. You don't need them. We always feel that you need to prepare your lunchbox of thoughts for your picnic of confusion, basically. Okay? I'm going to meet this person, I must practice what I'm going to say. People even spend time in front of the mirror saying, okay, I don't like that. Okay? We are afraid somehow to just be. It's like you have to be prepared. And nothing can prepare you for what you don't know is going to happen. Your best preparation is to be in your natural state of emptiness. But our culture and conditioning makes us afraid to trust that. You feel, if I don't practice, I won't know what to say. But when you practice what to say, and you say it in the moment, it's always out of sync with what is needed in that moment. Like the person who practices a speech 1 week before, and now delivers the speech, and nobody can listen to it. What the hell is he talking about? Because you're not in synchronicity. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust your audience. You don't trust consciousness. So how are you going to manage in this world? You're always out of sync. The mind will even get you, if you buy into this type of thing, if I throw you an apple, okay? it will try to teach you before how to catch an apple. You must stand like this. Okay? And then you'll find you can catch apples like that. But not bananas. No, bananas you have to... You see? And that's what we've been doing all our life. Practicing to be natural. Natural does not need any practice. So if there's a practice, it begins to be how to avoid developing something you don't need. And this is what is going to take place a bit. No matter how much you rehearse and practice for life, you will never be in sync as much as one who is naturally awake and is totally unprepared in the way that you are thinking. They are totally meeting life spontaneously, intuitively, fresh. They are not saving up any kind of moves to manipulate or to influence or to trick things. So this is just a part of it. But this thing about being empty brings up fear in the mind. Fear that you'll look foolish, that you didn't prepare enough. And of course, some practical things you have to prepare for. If you have never cooked an omelette, and then you have invited a lot of people home for an omelette evening, and you have never cooked, then you may need a little practice. But you don't need any practice to be what you are. Simple exercise, leave everything, drop everything, come back until there's nothing more to drop. And pay attention to what is here as it is. And see if it can be defined. See if it is personal. That is a simple exercise anybody can do. Often people ask, how can I balance my spiritual life with my daily life? You see? That's a very big thing. How can you balance? So I say, for you, I have very good news. Forget about it. You cannot balance anything. This you that you are speaking from is already an imbalance. You see? In your natural state is not concerned about balance. Sometimes people say, I've been doing the inquiry, but I cannot say to anyone, I cannot say, yes, okay, I am that. I said, well, who's asking you to say you are that? When something is natural for you, you don't go about declaring it. You don't go about saying, hey guys, look, I'm breathing. No, you don't say that because it is totally natural for you. So if you say, look, I'm the awakened one, okay? And think everyone is going to go, oh, awakened. You don't have to say anything about it. The one who is awake is not thinking, oh, I'm awake. I'm awake. No. Even this term, they may not speak about it. You will speak about it until it is clear for you, and then it will not happen. You will not have to speak about it. You don't go around saying, I'm a woman. I'm a woman. Hello? You don't do it. Why? Because you have no doubt about it. In a natural state, you won't be saying, look, I'm awake, I'm enlightened. You will not say. It would seem ridiculous. But when we are conversing and people are speaking, how can I become so and so? Then something will speak from the place of truth, and it will speak what is appropriate to the needs of that particular moment. So it's not even that you are necessarily answering a question, perhaps you are answering the questioner even. Can you see difference? Not everyone understands in the same way. Not everyone understands in the same way. So if you have a kind of a ready-made answer, life doesn't work like that. In that moment, if you are attuned, then what you speak, you may be listening to yourself for the first time. It can happen like that. Have you not surprised yourself? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's good. Okay. Oh, nice. Yes.
Can I come closer?
Start there.
Okay. I would love to express my gratitude for the grace that allowed me to be here. I came all the way from Syria just to be in this energy of your Sangha that 2 days ago I came, I looked at them, and believe it or not, I cried.
Yes.
Because of the beauty that I've seen in their faces and their dedication and the love of what they're doing.
Yes.
And that's made me feel the path truly in them, which is a reflection of you, beloved Mooji.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm so grateful for this. And I have an urge to tell you that your teachings and pointings really have put me, they took me into a kind of space in between thoughts and between emotions and desires and anger and judgments, where I could really take the war in Syria. Without your pointings, I would have collapsed. And I remember 3 years ago, I wrote you a letter or an email, and I received an answer back from one of your people saying that you wish to write me back about this, but if I listen to your videos and YouTubes, I would find the answer.
Yes.
And thank you, I did.
Yes.
Really, I'm so grateful for this. No, this grace allowed me to be here.
Yeah.
So my question is, as you said, difficulties and problems happen because of the person and the way we are really attached to our egos, our convictions. But my answer now, if we are all this group of people, why not politicians and rulers who control the world, the finance, the politics, the environment, and every ruler in the world is doing wrong to the planet and to the humanity. And humanity actually doesn't learn from all past wars. And even, very close history, like what happened in the Middle East for the last 20 years, we can remember so well. Why these people do not come to you? Or you find a way to address these people to change their way of controlling and creating fears? So that's my really urgent question.
Yes.
I would love to see people who rule the world creating fears and unjustified wars for what?
Yes. It is not as simple sometimes as we would like to think, because the streams of consciousness are so diverse, and every role, every action is part of the great play in some way. But you may say, but why is it got to be such a cruel play? Why is a human being, how can a human being, do something like this to another human being? And even say it's, it's religious or something. How can you say that? How can such an act be justified or something? No? How can, if there's a God, how can such a God allow this brutality and so on? No? I would want to work more with those who are called to, in their heart, to listen. Because many of the people who made the most profound changes in the human kingdom were not politicians. Okay? They were functioning as very simple people. And they became so clear within themselves that they felt energized and empowered, and they felt that they were given an authority and a power and a presence was supporting them to speak from their heart. And because they spoke from their heart, they captured the minds and the hearts of many people. And that provoked a greater change in their environment, So it doesn't always have to come through the politicians. Some politicians, and I've found it, if I can say this, what is remarkable is I find more politicians in this country, actually, who are more open to these type of talks, maybe because it's been part so deeply immersed and pervading. The culture is like that. Their spiritual culture is so much that whatever level of or role are played in society, the people have a certain respect for spiritual truth or spirituality, and more open. It is not the case everywhere. But there are politicians who are open. Not many, but a few is okay to start with. Okay? We cannot, actually, no one forced anyone here to come here.
Mm-hmm.
You see? And even if you try to engage people, you may, out of 100, you might get 1 or 2 that may come just to check it out or something.
It's because of you. So true to the truth. Because of you, everybody came.
But they came to maybe say YouTube, looking for something, and they looked and said, oh, actually, listen a little bit more, and something must be corresponding to finding some kind of synchronicity with something inside them. And that's how it was an energetic resemblance, an energetic something, harmony was developing. That's the only way that we somehow are inspired into transformation. Because to say to politicians, oh, you need to do this, they don't really listen so easy unless they really want to listen. You see? So we can't wait for that. They have access also to internet like everyone else. and they have people who are looking at. The ones who want to find or who are ready to find that, they will come more into that field. It will happen very naturally. It will happen very naturally. And by that I mean that when I say naturally, it may be that situations in their countries or so on get so volatile that their options change. And they are forced to consider and to look and to listen to more intelligent beings and conversations and stuff like that. So in the meanwhile, don't wait for someone else. There's a saying, you must become the change you wish to see in the world. Isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a saying,
That's
you
right.
must become the change that you wish to see in the world. More better than that, you find the truth. Because, you could be someone, you have no arms, no legs, and also you no tongue. And the Supreme can use your presence to change this world also. It can be like this. All that has to happen is that we offer ourselves up. As soon as it becomes clear, something must motivate you internally. Because once you have a touch of a taste of that inner nectar, something just wants more. You just want to keep going, going, going. And perhaps it brings you in a very short space of time to such a tremendous surrender, because you have not received anything like that from the outer world or from your daily life. And so many beings on this planet are moved by that. They are by self-discovery, not just of what they discover outwardly, but what they have discovered inwardly. And satsang here is for that. It is for that. It is for you. It is not for you to wait to see who is going to get it first. It is for you. Why? Because you are already it. These are my words. You are already it. That is my relationship with you. I know you are that already. But something seems to be standing in front of that within your own being, and our attention seems to be fixated on our constructed self, on our self-image, on the idea we have developed about who we are, rather than to our true self. And that must change. It can change very slowly. It can change in a flash also. But whichever way it can happen within your present capacity, you are here for that. Some beings have come, and in the first day, they will not be able to stand being in here, because the mind is so noisy. The mind is telling them, go, 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 get out, get out, get out, get out. And they have to go because they are slaves to their mind. Others, they know this voice, that whenever you come to an environment like this, something inside feels uneasy. What is this uneasiness? It is the very thing that has been holding you back. Some uneasiness is like, maybe if you listen, you're going to change. Yes, you're going to change back into yourself. You are going to grow more into the fullness of your being. You're going to become more wise, more open, more just. But it won't put it in those terms. It's going to energetically feel like, I'm so uncomfortable in here. And they will have to leave. Others will stay. Some will wake up fully, some will wake up halfly. But I am not here to count. You see. You came here for this, and I came here for you.
So grateful. So grateful.
We went to we were invited to come to a conference one time, science and spirituality, they call it. No? So I went along there, I said, yeah, I'm very happy to speak to some scientists. Not one of them came. Actually, one came.
That was in Italy, I think.
In Italy?
Yes. Yeah.
Because I said, but you have a lot of scientists. I would love to speak with some scientists. But they didn't come, they didn't show up. I think they were there, but they didn't come. Some politicians, we are very open. Yeah, we would like to speak with some. If they're open, why not? But I cannot go looking for them.
No,
Mr. Politician, number 10, please. Can I talk
As you
with
said, if they're ready, they'll come into your path.
Something like this.
Yeah.
They'll come to whatever they feel is, they have an affinity with this or an openness to this, they will go in this direction.
That's my prayer, that to have these people to listen to truth
Yes,
and make the change.
yes. You fully imbibe the change, and they will come to you, maybe.
I'm trying within my own circle, though I have people, they're not happy with my silence and attitude of just observing what's happening without judging anything, pro or against, because this is the society now is divided.
Yes,
So I'm just observing and tell them we have to accept what's going on for something we don't know in the future, why this unjustified war happened.
yes. Actually, you will find that I would not put so much attention on that so much. Develop your own inner power and freedom, and then somehow move from that inner place. If you only look what your eyes see, you see so many things, you'll keep on postponing your own freedom because you're so distracted by what is happening externally. So internally, you have to be like the salmon. You're swimming against the flow.
The flow.
You have to be going upstream. So when everyone is going there, you have to go to this place and you have to contemplate. And somehow with that, you can move from there, but not from your person.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Namaste, Guruji.
Thank you.
I've heard you so often say, 3, 2, 1, drop it. And I keep wondering, how do I drop it? I don't seem to be able to drop my person.
Yes.
Can you help me?
Yes. How to drop your person? Well, actually, one of the ways that you drop things is to turn away from them. You see, not physically, but is to turn away from it. But the fact is that the person has grown to be seemingly so intriguing for the dynamic consciousness, the presence, that it seems to go there. It somehow seems to go to that like a reflex. It goes back into that personal state for quite some time. For you, if you may have to start in a slower way. If my advice, 3, 2, 1, drop it. Sometimes I say like this. Sometimes I don't. I can drop the 3 and the 2 as well, and say 1, drop it, or don't even touch 1 even. Okay, so don't touch 3. Okay, don't touch 2. 3, 2, 1. Don't touch 1. Don't touch drop. Don't touch ego. And then whatever reactions is going on from your mind, don't touch that also. Don't touch that there's something to do. quicker than Zen. Okay? Don't touch 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, bang. No. Drop 3, drop 2, drop 1, drop, drop. Drop person. Don't touch none of that. Don't touch anything. Don't touch 3, don't touch 2, don't touch 1, don't touch drop, don't touch person. Don't touch thinking about it. You can speak now.
It's so simple when you say it.
Yes, simpler and simple. Simpler than simple, you see? I don't want to create an action where none is necessary. Why? Why to have all this confidence? Because I see clearly what is here. You are the self. It's not my belief. So the idea of getting to the self is my private joke. I hear you say, yeah, but how can I get there? I say, listen, stop trying to get there. Drop everything. Give up all of that. Forget it. And if you listen, then speak from where my words are pointing to something.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful. What is beautiful? What is beautiful is that somehow that response confirms. Sometimes the mind itself says, but okay, that worked for the moment, but I can't keep on not touching things. Well, I can touch this glass of water. I've not become anything. If a king goes in the garden and puts a plant in the ground, does he become a gardener? Don't label yourself anything. Don't call yourself anything at all. And just move by the promptings of nature. And see if you have a life that is pitiful. We have learned too many models of what we should be. And somehow it has eclipsed and overshadowed your beauty. Because you want to become beautiful like him, but you are beautiful like you. So neither do nor undo. Just don't touch him. You say, yes, but at some point I have to touch it. Well, for now you don't. Then on the day that you do need to touch this thing, see if it disturbs you. In the moment that you have to move or to say, hey, what are you doing? Leave, no. See if even that disturbs you. Because it is coming from life. Let life take care of life. But don't give it to your mind. Your mind wants to turn it into a philosophy. But you are life. Mind wants to learn how to be free. Well, who told you you're bound? Where did you get such a conviction you're bound? Then we can start at where the conviction is and see how that developed. There is a stubbornness, an energy of stubbornness inside somewhere. We don't know how it got there, but it's like, even if you hear sometimes something true, it's stubbornness. Don't hold any questions to be so important for you. Because if you hold a question important, I'm talking about other things, but you don't want to forget your question. But maybe I've answered your questions 10 times over. But because you have not asked it yourself, you've missed all my answers. This is mind. This is just mind. It's finished.
Thank you. And you're beautiful.
You are beautiful. You?
Hi, Mooji.
Hello.
Probably like everyone else, I'm here for freedom. And I first seen you in London in 2015, and a lot's changed since then. And just feeling today, when you were taking us through our true self,
Yes.
just feels amazing.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So I thought, I'm here for 4 weeks, and I thought it would take maybe 4 weeks, but I feel it already. I feel this, peace of mind already.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. Don't go home. Don't go home that way. Stay home this way. And feel yourself becoming more and more beautiful in it. More and more beautiful. Otherwise, the man will say, you got it. Come on, let's go. Let's go and spread it. Okay? Spread it. Okay? So this is beautiful. I'm very happy. You came for 4 weeks on the first day. So, I feel completely at peace. I don't know how it can be better than this. Nice. Continue like that. Continue. You are going to be like a fruit that keeps getting sweeter and sweeter, but never becomes oversweet.
I'm going to stay for the next 4 weeks. It's okay.
It's very okay. Whatever whatever will happen, it's good. Attitude is very good. Yeah. So beautiful. So beautiful, is it? Your natural being is so at peace with itself and the whole world. Even though you may see what may appear to be a troubled world, you will not be in a troubled state about the troubled world. You're radiating positive influence, love. Just like if someone is hungry, you don't help them by feeling sorry for them. Oh, poor thing. I only wish I had some bread to give you. No, that's not going to help them, is it? If someone, you want to go there, you give something. So you are that gift most needed in the world. It's not money is going to fix it. And it's not food alone is going to fix it. And it's not everybody having a decent house by itself is going to fix it. Is awakened beings. Awakened beings. This is what we want to see. Because when you see and you're in the presence of someone who's awake, then it just sets off all the juice in you starts to rise up. If it is your time, you see. And that inspiration and the fruit of that inspiration will never perish. Every other fruit will perish, but the fruit of freedom will never perish. As I said, your heart is the light of this world. Don't let your mind hide it. We always go to epic proportions. We need all these things to make a change, and we are making lots of change to make a change. But you, a single being, becoming aware of yourself is perhaps the greatest gift you can give to this world. You becoming awake to your true nature is the greatest gift you can not give but be to this world. Or to any other world. You are a reservoir that will never become empty.
Thank you, Mooji.
Thank you. Did you? Yeah. Hello. Hello, darling.
I'm quite frustrated sitting at home listening to your satsangs on YouTube. It's there. Your teachings, you're pointing us there, and I didn't get it. So I thought to myself, well, let me come and sit in your presence. And I've come. I arrived, and all I wanted to do was go home.
Yes. Yes. This is one of the aces of the mind. They come and immediately, I got to go from this place. I needed to come to leave, actually, because something is playing like this. You are going to discover the thing that you really need to discover. But something, some fear is there, something that has been inhibiting your ability to absorb and to see clearly. And I said this earlier, no? In each one, in every sentient being, let's limit it to human beings for now, there is some force within ourselves that gravitates towards awakening, and a force that gravitates towards, just being a person, having regular things in life, and spending much of our time in mundane activity and never really catching the gist of your real opportunity as a living being to wake up. There's a power that is working, it seems, to avoid freedom, to distract you with perishable things, and you can spend your whole life accumulating perishable things. And at the end of it, you think, what was it all about? Okay? But it is not true in your case. If you say, I've sat at home watching YouTubes, it's been frustrating because a higher wish inside you is for freedom. But there's also a power working to block this freedom. These conflicts and contradictions exist in everybody. And you have come, you actually came. And when you came, the resisting part of you finds whatever it can find to make its strongest attack, to say, what a waste of time. You've come all this time, all this way, to discover this is not the right place. It's all a fraud. Now I can get on with my life. I can get back to reality. What must I have been dreaming or something? You see? But I'm not going to allow you to do that.
But I already feel that I'm out of sync, even by coming up and asking the question, because it's trying to get to another step closer.
Okay, say that again. Say that again.
I say I already feel as though I'm out of sync.
Slow down. Say it again.
I feel as though I already feel as though I'm out of sync.
Yeah, you're out of sync. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Because I've come up here. You've already put us through the practice this morning while I was sitting there.
Yes. What happened in the exercise I gave you? What happened? Take me through it.
There was a block.
There was a block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was getting more frustrated because.
Okay, let's go to the place of the block, because that's quite a common response. Suddenly the mind goes, and Mooji keeps talking. Huh? Yeah, now you drop this and drop that. And everybody seems to be waking up. Ping, ping, ping. But you have this block. Okay, so then he said it's deeply frustrating because, like, what happened for you? Block. Okay, so let's go back to the block. Okay, what is block? It is only another sensation arising in you. Let's say that it feels like your mind feels really but there's an observing of that. You are aware of the sense of block, isn't it? Isn't it?
I honestly can't say.
Then, if you're not aware of it, why would you mention that it was block?
Okay.
Come up here, I want to talk to you. Good. Nice. Good. Sit down. Let me see. It's good. I think it's good. So, as I was going through the exercise, something just felt blocked. Like, okay, why should you get a block? Why should you get a block? You've done everything right, huh? You took a plane. Where you come from?
South Africa.
You came all the way from South Africa, huh? To get a block. Yeah? All the way. You bought a ticket to leave home, fly, come to Rishikesh, most holy place, block of concrete, you hold it. Now, something is not right about that, okay? So, something in you, all your resistance came up. All your resistance have come up. Yes? And this is quite common. And I say, you cannot live with that. It is going very well for you because your resistance cannot hide. He didn't know what to do. He just went concrete, okay? And you felt block. And I said, but you experience block, no? Something says, I'm blocked. I can't move. Now the one who feels blocked, okay? Let's go to this one. Okay, this block. Body is blocked. Okay. Mind is blocked. Okay. Heart is blocked also. Heart blocked. Heart blocked also. But something must not be blocked to be experiencing and being perceiving all this blockness. She's full block. Huh? But something is aware. This is a sense of block. That something is blocked. I'm blocked. I can't go. This full frustration now because I've wasted my time and money, come all this way just to feel blocked, like this. Okay? So both the sense of blocked and the one who feels blocked. Okay? Even the one who feels blocked is not you. The sense of being blocked and the one who feels blocked, okay, are both observable. It's a hoax. And you've come here to find, even just to find that out experientially. Not here. Oh yes, okay, so I understand. No, you're going to experience the difference. Let's go back. Feel fully blocked. Okay? Anybody can join. Feel fully blocked. Okay? Mind fully blocked. That is heart full block. Okay? Be as blocked as you can be. Full block. Okay? Is there not a space in you that is totally untouched by this sensation? That is you. Say to the body, get full block. Full block. Top super cement. Okay? Say to the mind, full block. Full block. Doesn't matter. Heart also. Full block. Okay? You can do it. There is something here that nothing can block. From there the words came out. Yes, all these things are being spoken, but nothing touches this. You need to recognize this, and you need to honor your recognition of this. This is the one to whom I'm speaking. And you are going to find out today. You have to find out today. You have to wake up to who you are not. You are not this body. Full block. Mind. What you call heart, whatever you're mentioning as heart. And still, these are just concepts for you. You're not in that. The trouble is that you have located yourself in that. You have identified, yes, but if my body is blocked, okay, that's not good. But if my mind is blocked, I'm finished. That's also another thought, joining the sense of being blocked. And if I am heart blocked, well, I stand no chance. Maybe next incarnation, next life. Throw all of this away. Throw all of this away. Don't touch any of that. Nonsense. Nonsense. Block, block, block. You have come here to demonstrate to Rishikesh and to everybody watching this favorite excuse of the ego mind. You cannot be blocked. Don't want anything from the body, don't want anything from the mind, don't want anything from heart, don't want anything. They cannot define what you are. They cannot confine what you are. They can only appear to do that because you believe that. And it's just a thought. And if you believe it into existence, and it becomes active for you. It becomes alive. And now you have to find some contrary thought to apply as medication for the first delusions. It is just a thought. Which is easier for me to tell you, forget about it, it's just a thought, if you can hear my voice. Because maybe sometimes something inside your head is saying, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. He's trying to trick you. Speak into this.
It's just a thought.
It is just a thought. A thought without belief has no power. A thought with belief can start a war, or can begin to heal a nation's pain. Belief. We have been believing a lot of what your mind has created. None of this would have happened if the mind was not given the power to imitate the self. And if the self did not decide to somehow manifest itself in form and believe itself to be the form. But it's the play. And it's a play that you must transcend. Why? Because you have the advantage, because you're always the self. Why? Because all the power and ability and wisdom that is required is in you. Why? Because some power, you may call it grace, brought you to satsang. Why? Because I am here telling you this. Why? Because I know this. And I'm reminding you that you know it too. But we have to reactivate this trust in you, this understanding, this wisdom, to acknowledge and to see, just like you say, it is just a thought. I say, it is just a thought. You are not parroting me, you saw, it is just thought. And now? Even the thinker of these thoughts is thought. Have I gone too far? Even the thinker of the thought is also thought. How much blocked are you?
I'm just feeling tingling.
Tingling. You know what this tingling is? It is the vibration of being. It means everything is beginning to flow again. It means that your river of joy is flowing again. It may start like a trickle, and it's going to be as powerful as Ganga. You're going to see that all our lives are immersed in thought. And it doesn't make it a wicked thing. You just have to understand that. Because we use thoughts for many things. It's how we transact in this world. But if you take them as a fact, they become poison. You must see that you are the space in which the thoughts appear, arise. Make use of them as inspired by the Holy Spirit within you. But you are greater than any thought. You are before thought. And this is why you can perceive every thought. From the highest to the lowest thought, there are only appearances in you. Some thoughts are auspicious. Some thoughts are auspicious sometime, and later it's enough. It becomes inauspicious if you hold on to them for too long. This wisdom is going to develop more strongly within you. This power to discern will grow much more powerful inside you, automatically. Automatically. Just like now, this tingling is flowing automatically. And it will increase. And your joy is going to increase. Come here. Very good.
Thank you.
Good, thanks to you. So wonderful. So wonderful. So wonderful. Ah.
Namaste, Mooji.
Namaste.
I'm so thankful that I can be here again and to see you again and all the Sangha. What to say? There isn't an end to all these problems and questions. And it is, all of them are within me. But the happy thing to report is that I am not longer so much interested in them all. I can't take them really serious.
Yes, yes.
So this is a big relief.
That is a big relief.
But
But?
there is a but.
There is a but. You must kick the but. Because if you hold on to but, it's as though you have brought back everything you threw out. But what happened then?
I am still into contact with people, especially with my children. And everybody has problems, and I'm not inclined, as in former times, to listen to them.
Yes.
And then people react different. I'm sad that one of my daughters is so upset that she doesn't want to.
Okay.
And I'm helpless. I do not know how other people are benefited by my attitude, but I don't know what to do.
Okay. We are going to round things up because we have, for today, it's enough for the moment. I want to answer you though, and I'd like to get your attention just for this, because Mama is just really sharing with us something that is quite a common phenomenon. No? She say, before there used to be a lot of problems. There's no end to problems. They're coming. Okay. But something has happened to her. No? What has happened to her? What has happened is that she started losing interest in them. Now, you know what happens when you lose interest in something? Basically, it dries up. It dries up. It has no power. That's one of the most powerful things, is that when things become insignificant for you, if the mind and its antics becomes insignificant for you, your victory is secure. So, whatever the mind is, blah, 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 it's like, she's not reacting or acting or interacting with the mind like before. So you have more peace now? You're more happy? Yes or not?
Half.
Half. No, it was full until you went to your
children.
So, it was full, and then you went to see your children. Which
yes,
is, of course...
Before it was...
Yeah.
It was full.
Yes. I'm listening to you, no? So, then you went to see your children, and they're grown up now?
Yeah, they're grown up, definitely.
Yeah, okay. 2 grown up. Okay. So, anyway, you went to see the children, and then with this, in this space of not being troubled about problems, then you go to see your children who have lots of troubles, lots of problems. Some person who has not really been immersed in this quest for freedom, we have a lot of problems. And you know what happened? When they see someone like you who don't seem to have any problems, it makes their problems seem even worse.
Yeah.
Okay? Because what makes people who have problems feel better is to meet other people with more problems. Then they feel, oh, at least I don't have that problem. My God, you know? You see? But to meet someone who has no problem is very irritating for them. Okay?
Yeah.
All I would say is, if you are not demonstrating to them that you have no problems, which you shouldn't do, you're just being mom, you go there, and they used to have a certain relationship with you and say, Mom, you know, I don't know, things are just happening with me, and they used to say, oh really, oh my gosh, oh how can I help, and blah blah blah. But now you go, and what they're going to say? Mom, that's not like you.
Yeah. And
what's up with this attitude? You don't love me anymore. You don't care.
Yeah.
You never did care. And then you start to go, and you're buying into it. Huh?
There is something which hurts me. And you said we should outgrow all roles, roles.
Roles, yes.
So to outgrow the roles?
No. Outgrow your attachment to the roles. Your roles will go. If you're a mom, you can't go back and say, listen, I'm not mom anymore. I am the great I am, you know. You can't do this. So the role can be there, but the attachment is not there in the same way. But something, the wiser self knows this role is being played. and you have to play through. I said, darling, what are you so worried about? And you can somehow apply the wisdom that you have now released in yourself and guide them from this place, if they will listen. You see, if you go and you go, what's the problem? Then obviously it may trigger something. But if you listen and you say, I don't think it is as big as you're thinking. I think your thinking is more the problem than the thing. Don't you see this? And you talk wisely and nicely with them, you may be able to guide them. But if you feel, I don't want to hear your problems, then that won't be good. So how has been your attitude in it?
I have registered that I am not so longer so much interested in all this thinking within me and problems.
Yes.
But I don't feel I am wise and nice, because sometimes it makes me angry too.
Yes.
And I feel responsible, and then they do not understand what I'm doing here. And
what you're doing where?
Here.
Here. Yeah, they're not going to understand that. They're not going to understand what you're doing here. Especially if they're upset with you.
You are love. You are love itself. And somehow I know I am that too. So the effect outside should be different than the effect which I can observe in my surroundings on my person.
Say the last piece again. What? The effect outside should be?
It should be different than it is. People should be automatically benefited and not running away.
No, that's not the case.
Or what?
No, I mean some will gravitate towards you if they have already got sufficient maturity. They will be naturally attracted to the light in you, but others also may feel they're not comfortable with you.
So this is not my problem?
No, it is not your problem.
Well, then it is. I'm satisfied.
Yes, it's not your problem.
Thank you, Mooji.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that was easy. Okay. Should we have some music and then we can finish off? I think Omi is coming, Omkara. Lots of movement, what's happening? How many toilets there are out there? No, it's the mind. The mind wants to go to the toilet very quickly. Thank you.
Can it tell? Can it tell the story of this meeting? Is flowing toward the sea. There may be some hesitation. It will lose its individual name. Where will we find the Ganga, the Amazon, in this great ocean? Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om
You've all come here. And I know that for some of you, many in fact, have had to make sacrifices to come here. Some people have children that they have had to find some relative or to take care of them, or different things, work or other things. Don't be put off by anything that may appear to distract your attention or to miss this opportunity. This is perhaps the greatest gift you can offer yourself. And of course, as I said, some negative tendencies, sometimes we're not aware of them until you come to this point where an urge within you has become an urgency. And for some people, the urgency become emergency. I have to find this thing. I cannot carry this mind anymore. But whichever way each one come, the answer in the heart will be the same. You will discover, you must discover. It is you that you are searching for. Sometimes we imagine something great is missing from our life. And we are searching for that, only to find that if there's something really missing from your life, it was you. You as you are, not as you imagine yourself to be. So, my wish for everybody, blessing, is that you who come with that urge for freedom, that you find it. Many faces I've seen before, you've come before, sometimes year after year. I'm happy to see you, because I know that some things take time to really stabilize and to burn, but every day there's a fresh resolve inside. Today is a perfect day for this. I say, have this attitude inside your heart. I am already chosen for freedom. Because if somehow it's not your time, you could not even be in this place for a whole hour. Your mind will be trying to drive you out, and in some case it will succeed. You're simply re-acclimatizing yourself to the ambient of freedom. Thank you.
Apa lagi?